All right, some other news and notes here. So Netflix and MVP have announced their full card for May 16th at the Intuit Dome with Ronda Rousey and Gina Carano, Francis Ngannou, Felipe Lins, Nate Diaz against Mike Perry, and then of the new fights that have been added, Junior Dos Santos, folks, former UFC heavyweight champion Junior Dos Santos, the man who will probably be fighting until UFC 500, will be taking on Robelis Despan, who is a former, he was this Taekwondo fighter that had this, he transferred to MMA and he won some of his fights in like 3 or 4 seconds. He just had this insane start to his career, went to the UFC and had to face like real competition and kind of flamed out, but has kind of rejuvenated himself in karate combat where he is 6-0 at this point. Mohamed Mokaev, who is probably the top flyweight outside of the UFC did not renew his contract and they kind of had, they just had this friction business wise. So Mokaev has been kind of on the outside looking in. So he's like a big flyweight to fight here. Adriano Moraes, who competed for one. He had a series of fights with Demetrius Johnson. He was a former champion there. And another fight that a lot of people are looking forward to is Saladin Parnasse, who is a huge prospect out of Europe, taking on Kenneth Cross, who trains at Syndicate MMA in Las Vegas. So like this undercard is much more kind of servicing like your hardcore fight fans that will be tuning in early and putting some like quality stuff on this undercard with the understanding that the top 3 fights are selling this card and that is what people are tuning in for. But if you're just a fight fan, like Lorenz Larkin and Jason Jackson, that's a very good fight as well on this card. And Aline Pereira is the younger sister of Alex Pereira of the UFC as well. So she is fighting on the undercard as well. So cancel your vacation. Netflix is getting into MMA, which based on my timeline tonight, and I did not watch any of this, it sounds like their foray into Major League Baseball tonight did not go so smoothly. I just saw nothing but complaints about this all night long about just the production of it. So it just did not sound good. But again, I did not see it myself, but that's what I saw. It was just littering my timeline tonight.
So there are 11 fights on this card.
Oh,
are they going to be streaming everything or is it going to be split up on something?
Oh, I think it's all airing on Netflix. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, okay. So it's it'll be a lengthy card, and the top 3 fights, they're all 5-round fights. They may not go 5 rounds, but at least Rousey and Carano will not go 5 rounds. I feel very confident in that one. And speaking of Ronda Rousey, folks, I think this is going to be much like Conan O'Brien would always have the Chuck Norris Walker Texas Ranger clip ready to go. This is going to be our new bit here with the latest of Ronda Rousey's promotion.
But actually, this is my first, I think, like full-on AEW show because I did like Ring of Honor before. Like I think I've been at the shows, but never really like performing them. So, and Ring of Honor was kind of like a pre-tape that was smaller crowd. So I've never been to an AEW pay-per-view, so I don't really know what to expect so much. But I'm thinking like a less restrictive, more adult version of WWE, which sounds like a good time. Those are all very good descriptions, I feel. So, yeah. And it's kind of a cool little bit of a fuck you to the TKO group, which is kind of funny because WWE is on Netflix, but I kind of figured it'd be easier to ask for forgiveness and seek permission on this one. Like, I'm promoting your show. It's fine. Like, we didn't advertise it. It's not like we boosted the ratings of it, so it should be fine.
She's just like in her own world when it comes to this promotion. It's like, it's kind of funny, WWE's with Netflix. I'm fighting on Netflix. I'm going to go to the competitor for one night. It seemed like this was her video blog about being at Revolution. It seemed like she had no concept of like AEW and like she just thought it was going to be like this quiet little wrestling show. Like I don't think she really had the grasp of like this is like a major show and it's
You mean Revolution?
Yeah, like it just the way she described it, like it felt like she said, I thought I was just showing up at this show. It was going to be like this small little event or something like that. And they put her into a wheelchair with a tarp over her to hide her from everybody and stuff. And anyway, yeah.
Okay. So what does it tell you about future appearances?
I mean, she certainly didn't indicate it from her side of it. It was just, she threw out to Marina like, hey, are there any shows you have coming up where I could do an appearance, I plug the fight, it helps you? And Marina was like, well, I got this pay-per-view coming up at the Staples Center, and they just made it happen. I mean, she certainly didn't drop any teases of anything future, but I cannot fathom AEW shooting that angle if there was just no prayer of something happening. That said, of course, they did the whole thing with Shaq, and how many years are we removed from that? So
we're also talking about Tony Storm, who's no longer, somebody you could do the thing with.
Yeah.
And
as I think about it, remember the whole deal with Mike Tyson and with Jorge
what about
Masvidal?
Little Bow Wow and Jade
man,
Cargill?
they've actually done quite a lot of these. It's just like, let's shoot the angle, and if we get the match at the end of it, great. And if not, people can just keep asking about it. So, I mean, it's I would say that the possibility of something else is still there.
We'll see. I mean, timing, I think, is everything. And of course, money is everything. And coming off of this Netflix show, I imagine Ronda doesn't do many things for cheap. So, is it worth it for an AEW to invest that amount in her? I think a lot of the audience would probably say no. So I wonder. There are certainly obstacles to it.
The Post Wrestling Cafe is your one-stop shop for all of the coverage that Post Wrestling has to offer. 2 big rewind-aways this month with WWF Insurrection from May of 2002. This UK-only pay-per-view featured the Raw brand going overseas and ending with the infamous plane ride from hell. Then we're going to take a look at AWA's Super Sunday from April of 1983. A new edition of Talk Can Be Yours, plus MCU Later, Book Club, and coverage of UFC 326, TNA Sacrifice, and of course, XL editions of Rewind to Raw, Dynamite, and SmackDown with all the news of the day. Join now at postwrestlingcafe.com.